Oh boy, did we get a licensed game this time today. Araknie here, and I'm talking about Gargoyles. The video game adaptation of the cartoon, obviously. But yeah, this is the type of game that gave that bad rep to licensed titles. The story is basically the same of at least the first season of the cartoon, with some liberties, and partially of the second season. And there is dialogue before and after each level, so you get the full thing. But I'm not gonna repeat it here. We don't do that for licensed video games that follow the story of their original material to the letter like this. It's unfortunate because I feel like there's not much to talk about gameplay-wise. Really few are the inventions. Maybe many are the setbacks. Yeah, I guess there's a lot to talk about after all. But this is a Mega Drive game, so you get to use the 3 buttons. It released in 1995, so they could have used the entire 6 set of them, but they spared us. They couldn't manage much with just 3. Yeah, because already the A button is supposed to be a parry or a grab. I really don't know. What I understood is that it doesn't work. I always get it if I try that. Could start already, promising. The B button is your attack. And with C, you jump. Oh, also you can duck if you press down on the D-pad. You might not think it, but it will come in handy in later levels. In the first stage already, we will find the first big problem. You can climb anything that doesn't try killing you, even upside down, and that's neat. But you're supposed to run to certain secrets and then press B to smash something to get to that hidden area. The entrances can be recognized, but they give you not enough space to get running. I never figured out how to enter here. That sounds like a problem. And it is, since they will pull this trick on you also later on. Maybe there's a how, but I don't get it. Before going back to problems in the levels, let's talk about a couple more things in the controls. They are very loose and they combine with a bad idea of hitboxes, meaning that you feel like you might swing around wildly and you need pixel-perfect precision in most occasions to even grab onto something or simply hit an enemy. Oh yeah, it's a whole mess. Getting to understand where they can be hurt will make you take unnecessary damage. For my joy and pleasure. Also, we get one specific thing as a reprise from our most recent review. Just like in Tiny Toon Adventures 2, we got 5 levels and only one is great. In this case, the last one is just full of creativity and new ideas. I was wondering when they kept all the level design, and it was right here in the foundry. The rest is very bland and seen. One cave level tries to be a bit like the Aladdin titles, but the mobility just isn't there. And that's because of another one of the big problems. You cannot cancel your current move for another. This is a major oversight for me, especially since you usually can in games like this. And I mean that Gargoyles has no invincibility frames. Well, unless you die, but not in between hits. So you can stun lock enemies, but they can do the same to you. It's honestly a terrible feeling. Getting all your health drained just because you're stuck in an enemy. Good times, but not really. This game has potential, but they squander it. I could say the same about the bosses, but maybe with more generosity. There's only 2 of them that are really annoying, one more than the other. And yeah, I don't mean hard. The others are hard like the rest of the game, but it's all balanced around it, so it makes sense. You can learn their patterns or you can try and tank them with hits. One of them I stun locked by accident. That was a pretty neat discovery. The Stage 3 boss instead is a giant mechanical spider that has way more going on than you want. Their way of making this hard is what bothers me. It gets legs above and on the sides, plus it can throw electricity every once in a while. Watch the spinning, you'll get why. And if an arm by the side hits you, you get to drop, and that's a one-hit kill. I hate one-hit kills. The other is the final one. I usually think it's fine for the final enemy to be the strongest one, but it's not so cut and dry this time. It's divided in 3 phases, plus a fake out at the beginning. The first stage consists in defeating 3 giant robotic dogs. You get healed 2 times, at the first and at the third. And that's about it for health. You gotta do the remaining stuff without help. The second part is the Mona possessed by the Eye of Odin, and you gotta hit that so she gets the touch and doesn't summon side guns to shoot at you. It's not difficult once you get into the rhythm of it. You just gotta be careful because you can fall into the pits and that's a death. Yep, one kill also here. But I left something out of the equation. When you die in this game, since it's so hard, you respawn exactly where you left off. That was very fair. I was ready to consider this a bland but okay game, with plenty of flaws and lots of potential. When you die here, you gotta do all the phases instead, including the beginning fake out, and you gotta dodge that too if you don't wanna get starting damage on your health bar. Every single time. They broke their own rules they set for the game. Yep, they committed the most infamous of game design sins. They made a system that works the same for the entire duration of Gargoyles and then threw it away at the end. Don't change the rules. If you do it only for the final boss, you're doing it because you want to punish the players and make them feel bad about having learned the game a certain way. Just bad vibes all around. So when you manage to get up there and defeat Demona, be careful, it's not over. Time for phase 3, and it's a doozy. I'll just say it's honestly overkill. Demona is now engulfed in flames. There's little fireballs that fly about, and a lava ball will splash and render hot the only horizontal ground for a few seconds, just every once in a while. You gotta hit her while she's coming towards you, but be careful. The game rules in favor of the CPU in case of a double KO. I know from experience. I was 1 hour and 15 minutes into this final boss fight alone when that happened, and it took me another 30 minutes to finally get it right, just when I was about to abandon my intention to finish it. A classic. You gotta always give up at the end to win. Weird how often it happens. Anyway, I told you it's a lot to keep in mind, and the robot dogs are easy to mess up. It was hard this game. Not quite Battletoads NES hard, but it's been a while since I played something this difficult, that's for sure. You can tell Disney Animation Studios work on this at least. Graphically, it's a joy to see. It's a pity they gotta respect the premise of the show and you can only see them gargoyles moving about at night. I wonder what gorgeous locales they could have given us with some daytime. Already like this, it was really special to see. I was particularly impressed with the train stage for a few reasons. It has the most animations of any of them and also has a very unique use of the parallax scrolling. The lower part of the train sometimes has a hole in it, and the back part of the hole is visible on an angle depending on how you move yourself, meaning if you're to the left or right of it. This impressed me. I've never seen it used that way. Inventive. I appreciate art and rejoice many more times. Oh wait, this game isn't good. Graphics don't save the gameplay. I'm fucked either way. Oh well, the soundtrack will save me. Nope. It sure is gothic. It sure represents the show perfectly, but it doesn't fit an action game. There is no push, no meat, no oomph, no beat. It's very weak. I liked a couple of them just thanks to the power of their composition. After all, they were done by Michael Giacchino. Yep, he started as a video game composer. But yeah, something more akin to the adventures of Batman and Robin also on this platform would have been cool. Or at least starting from any form of beat whatsoever. Not to be found here. He didn't even put a final boss fight team and reused the normal one. That's not a smiley face. Sorry. So, I gotta say that we got another 4 out of 10 with Gargoyles, the second in a row. It was bound to happen. We play too many good games here. I didn't deserve them, but I've enjoyed them anyway, and that's what happens. If you wanna see me play the games that I will review plus some extra stuff, catch me on Twitch at Araknie Retro. It's my natural habitat, you see. Until next time, ciao ciao!